I sat in a circle of folding chairs, the air thick with shared sorrow. In a church basement where it'd been coming for months, I'm Rachel Harper, and this grief support group was my fragile lifeline. After losing Daniel 2 years ago in a car crash, tonight the anniversary of his death, the others spoke of moving on, soft voices, weaving tales of healing, but I couldn't join them. My pain was a stone in my chest, heavy and unyielding. The leader, a kind woman named Ellen, nudged me gently. Rachel, anything to share? I swallowed my voice, barely a thread. It's like he's still here, like I'll turn a corner and see him. Tears stung, but I blinked them back. The group murmured comfort, but it slid past me, useless against the ache. Outside, my friend Lisa waited, her brow creased with worry. Ratch, you're stuck, she said as we walked to her car. I sighed, staring at the pavement. I don't know how to let go. She squeezed my arm. HD, want you to live, not just survive, I nodded, lips twitching into a faint smile. But doubt not at me driving home. I passed our old park, where Daniel's laugh once bounced off the trees, where H tugged my scarf tight against the wind. The house loomed empty when I pulled in, a shell of what wet built. 2 years gone, and I was still drowning in. Yesterday rain woke me the next morning, a steady beat mirroring my unrest. I burrowed under the covers, but Lisa's call pierced through. I'm out, sit it up, she chirped, groaning. I protested, I'm not in the mood, but she cut me off, no excuses. You need this, reluctantly. I dragged myself out, and soon we were in her car heading downtown. She pulled into a diner we used to love, Daniel's spot, where H sipped coffee and teased me over pancakes. The smell hit me hard, memories flooding back. I froze, but Lisa nudged me forward. You've got this, we ordered. Settling by the window, she stirred her tea, then said maybe it's time to visit him. My throat tightened. I can't. She pressed, it's been 2 years. See, you're avoiding it, guilt twisted in me. She was right that afternoon. I stood at the cemetery gates, hands shaking. I walked to his grave, the headstone cold under my fingers. Hey you, I whispered, kneeling. I'm sorry I stayed away. I don't know how to do this without you. Tears fell freely now, the wind carrying my words. I lingered, pouring out the silence it held too long, feeling a crack in my grief's armor. Days later, I was in the grocery store, lost in routine at Neil, and I used to bicker over snacks, hear her laughing. Reaching for bread, I heard idle laugh, deep familiar. Slicing through me, my heart stopped. I turned, and there he was by the deli, alive. Daniel, or someone who looked impossibly like him, stood there. Hair longer, the skin darker, but those eyes were his. A woman clung to his arm, smiling, a toddler tugging his sleeve. My knees buckled, I gripped the shelf, breath ragged. Then he saw me. His face pale, recognition flashing, and he turned away, hurrying off with them. Daniel. I choked, stumbling after him, but they vanished into the crowd. I sank into my car, trembling, replaying it, this laugh. His retreat, was I hallucinating? I called Lisa, voice shaking. I saw him's alive. She paused, cautious. Are you sure? Yes? I snapped. He knew. Mean, he ran, at least. Doubt. Linger, Griff plays tricks, but I knew what it seemed. If he was alive, Hecht faked it, left me to rot in agony, while he built a new life. Why? Rage and hurt churned as I drove back to the store. Scanning for him, nothing. I grilled a clerk till guy with a woman and kid. She shrugged, maybe a gray sedan. That's it. Frustration, burn. But I had a lead. I called Lisa again. Help me find him, she sighed. This could break you. I need answers. I insisted. We dug on Lineker records. Anything gonna. I traced a gray sedan to a quiet street an hour away. 2 days later, I parked outside a tidy house, watching. The door opened, and there he was. Danielle stretching on the porch, alive. My chest caved. A woman, Ellen ID Learn, handed him coffee. Their ease, cutting me. A boy, maybe 3, darted out, giggling as Daniel scooped him up. I stared, numb as they. LA fate. A family H chosen over me. How long had this been his truth? I remembered late night calls. HD brushed off his sudden distance before the crash. HD planned this, abandoned me. Tears blurred my vision, but I stayed, needing proof, needing to know if she knew. Night fell and I waited, resolve hardening. He thought HD erased me, but it uncovered every lie. This wasn't over, it'd make him face me face. What HD done?